Hello everybody and welcome to another assembly, and this one is all about something that we talk a lot about at school. I want you to have a think, is there something at school that you don't like doing, something that you don't enjoy, something that you think, oh no, I don't know, it might be, it's PE today, it's art today, oh no, I'm finding maths really difficult at the moment. And everybody gets like that. Even grown-ups, there are things that I think, that's really tricky. And sometimes we might want to avoid those things because we find them really tricky. But actually, I think the best way to get better at those kind of things and to feel more positive about those things are actually to persevere at them and to try our best at them and to keep going. And I'm going to tell you a story today about a little boy who found something really difficult and tricky, and he could have given up, but he didn't. He persevered, and let's see what happens. Andrew hated Tuesdays. Tuesdays was swimming day, and Andrew couldn't swim. On a Tuesday morning, the whole class lined up ready for the baths as soon as they'd taken the register. Everyone had to go. There was no way out of it. The only reason you could stay behind was if you had a letter from your mum or your dad, or the doctor said you had an ear infection or something else. Andrew had tried all sorts of ways not to go to the baths with the class. He'd had a Tuesday tummy ache, he'd forgotten his swimming things, but nothing ever worked. He had to go. It wasn't that he didn't like the baths, he did. He liked the sea and the pool when he went on holiday, but he was allowed to play on holiday. When he went swimming with the class, he had to swim. He had to try to take his feet off the bottom and swim to the other side. He daren't take his feet off the bottom, and the other side was a million miles away. Andrew hadn't minded swimming at the beginning of the year. Lots of his friends couldn't swim at the beginning of the year, but slowly they'd all managed to gain their 25 metres and they'd all moved on to the next swimming group. Some of them could even swim a mile now, and 3 of them had gained silver and gold awards. But he still couldn't take his feet off the bottom, and now there's only him and a girl called Manda in the beginners group. Manda had given up trying. She just played around in the water and sometimes got into trouble. But Andrew didn't like getting into trouble, so each week he plodded his way across the shallow end of the baths and then back again. Back and forth, to and fro, every week. He could do his arm stroke, that was no problem, and he could do his leg stroke perfectly, but only with one leg. The other leg he kept firmly on the bottom of the pool so that he wouldn't sink. Come on, Andrew, you can do it. You won't sink. Take your other leg off the bottom. Just try it. It'll work, you'll see. Come on, just try. But Andrew couldn't do it. One day, the teacher said that he only had 2 more weeks of swimming left. They'd been coming for nearly a year now, she said, and lots of people had made such progress. Andrew hung his head. He knew he hadn't made any progress at all. Even though he'd tried, he knew the teacher wasn't proud of him. The next week, when they went to the baths, they had some huge plastic balls to play with. The better swimmers were playing some kind of team game, but the teachers knew that Andrew and Manda couldn't join them, so she threw them a ball to share. I'm having it, shouted Manda. No, you're not, it's to share, said Andrew, and he hurried after it, determined to get it first. Now, it's very difficult hurrying through water. Andrew moved his arms and legs in breaststroke and aimed straight for the ball. It was several metres away from him. He stretched and grabbed it. He got it. It's mine, he shouted to Manda. Andrew, called the teacher. Andrew stopped and he turned and he looked at her. He thought she was going to be cross with him for grabbing the ball and not letting Manda have it. But she wasn't angry. You did it, she said. You did it, at least 5 metres. Well done. You could easily do 10. Come on, have a go. Andrew looked at her, puzzled. Andrew, you took your feet off the bottom of the pool, both of them. You swam. Do it again. Suddenly, Andrew's knees felt wobbly as he realised he had taken both of his feet When he reached the ball, slowly he walked to the side of the pool. He held onto the bar, he took a deep breath, and then he put both his feet against the wall and pushed away as hard as he could. He moved his arms quickly and strongly and kept his eyes on the far side of the pool. He moved both his legs just as he'd been taught to do, and the other side came nearer. He hardly had any breath left. He couldn't seem to swim and breathe at the same time. He couldn't see the other side of the pool anymore because of the water in his eyes. He thought he could hear a roaring sound, and then suddenly he crashed with a bump into the far side of the pool. He put his feet on the bottom again and stood up. The roaring sound was everybody clapping and cheering. "Well done, Andrew, you did it, well done, 10 metres. The next day in assembly, Andrew was presented with his 10-metre certificate. He told his teacher told everyone how hard he tried and how he'd not given up, how he'd persevered and how he deserved his certificate. That's a good story, because it really does show us that even though things might be difficult or we might find something difficult, that if we persevere, we try again and we keep practicing, we will get better at it, we will achieve whatever it is we're trying to, and we will feel really proud of ourselves at the end of it. And it's a bit like at the moment, I know that many of you are finding working at home difficult, and what I want you to do is really stick with it, persevere, do your very best, because at the end of it, you'll be proud of yourself and we will be so proud of you. So take care, stay safe, and we'll see you very, very soon.